Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today is a freezing cold morning in April. I was hiding in the barn on a morning walk because it's windy and cold. Taking Pup out for the morning walk, so I figured I'd bring you along. Show you what I'm doing here to protect my food forest from these late cold frosts. Here's the food forest. You can see I left the gooseberry and the goji berry go because they're not flowering yet, but I tried to cover up the currants. Got a couple of them sticking out, but I just took a heavy sheet and some of my T-posts, my step-in posts for fencing, and covered them up. And it looks like those blooms still on there. Some of them still ready to open up, so looks like that was a success. Saved the currants. I also needed to save my indigo berry, so I just put one stake in here and I wrapped a sheet around it so it's nice and double layered and protect my indigo berry. You can see, nice and protected. The flowers are still intact. Doesn't look like it has any frost on her. I left the jostaberry go. It looks like it's acclimated to the climate because it's doing just fine, as are the blackberries, and I have one raspberry coming up. It's a little snow covered, but I think it'll be just fine. My one red heritage red raspberry. The strawberries, they're doing just fine. They're already acclimated. I got them out here real early so they could get comfortable in the cold. My Brussels sprout, I planted that one here a week ago, so it's actually doing pretty well for the time. I also have another Brussels sprout over here covered in snow, and I have some pak choi and cabbage covered in snow. It's looking good. Over here by Puppy, I got my nectarine tree protected. This is one I want to really make sure survives because I want to get a fresh nectarine off this thing. Hold on, I need two hands. So I double layered it. Snow comes off and I still have a nice blanket right there. And look at that healthy tree. I think these sheets went ahead and worked pretty well on protecting the tree. Give focus on this flower. Such a pretty flower on this nectarine, even after it's done blooming. What do you think, Pup? So that's all I ended up protecting for last night. You can see we actually got about a quarter to a half an inch of snow on the ground, enough to make the whole field white. And the cold frame is covered in snow, but it wasn't a hard frost. It got down to 30 and stayed there for the majority of the night. So everything did freeze, but the sun didn't come right out in the morning, and that's the killer. Whenever everything freezes and you got the ice crystals on the leaves and flower buds, that sun comes out and it fries all of it. Gold frame completely covered in a layer here. I'm just gonna go ahead and vent this with one stone just in case the sun comes out today. Then I'm gonna take a broom and sweep this off so I still got some light going in there. The rest of my nursery stock is safely inside the patio. Well, hopefully safely. Some of those hibiscus might have been a little cold. That hibiscus, Japanese maples, willows, got more. So they're all protected in here. See, I got some more tulips and hyacinths and okay. Get these in here. Yeah, all these seem to be protected just fine. I think the low in here was 47, I think. Yeah, it's only like 45 right now in here. But these got protected. What are you sniffing, Pup? Painting pants. The coral bells I got from Lowe's, they're looking good. Got some more berries to put in. Wait for that video. I'm going to gently pull down all the snow. What are you doing, buddy? Just so I can let some light in there, and light will help put some heat in there. Plus I want to lift this up and see what's going on inside. Get some of the weight off of there. See how my cold frame plants did. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous in there. I don't want to open it too long, but that is doing great this year. This Phlox is beautiful. I got it Lowe's. I got to get a lot more Phlox. And the last thing on my walk, I checked the greenhouse. So it was down to, I don't know, it was cold yesterday or last night. I have 2 space heaters running inside this greenhouse. And we stayed at a toasty 60 degrees last night, which is just lovely because there's a good bit of plants in here and I do not want to start these all over again. So everything looks like it's surviving. I'm not going to go through them right now. I'm just making sure nothing's wilted over. And check on everything. Make sure anything I'm starting seeds, I go ahead and mist. Make sure everything's got their water. Okay. I think everything's looking good. Except for the squash back there. That squash, that dried out, but I started that way too early anyway. I have backups for that because of that reason. Straighten some of my cups out here. I'm not going to be using cups next year. I'm going to have to get some square pots or something because those cups have been a pain in the butt the whole time. Got some tomatoes ready to be up potted. Got my flower tray over there ready to be dibbed out. Gherkins a jungle. Look at that. It's attaching everywhere. I gotta start those gherkins a little bit later too. Got one heater going. Got another heater going next to the tomatoes. These tomatoes got so big they don't fit on my racks anymore. Look how big they are. They got a little bit of nutrient deficiency because they need up potted. But I got some Miracle Grow in them. Last watering. Look at that. They need another watering. But they survived the cold, and that's what I was really worried about. Alright, that's all I had to do for this morning, just to protect my plants. So just know if you planted something too early, or you have something flowering that you would like to not die off during one of these odd frosts, no, you can go ahead and cover them up with a sheet or a cloth, something thick, stop the wind and the cold from getting in there and killing your plant. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you save one of your plants during this cold spring frost. You can see us on the next one. Say bye, pup.